but you're amazing. You're amazing. Oh, I'm not bad myself, but you're amazing. You're amazing. Oh, I'm not bad myself, but you're amazing. You're amazing. Oh, I'm not bad myself, but you're amazing. You're amazing. One day, when we're getting wrinkly and our hair's grey, a rusty old banger in the driveway, one of us will maybe wear a toupee, but I will be in love with you.
Woo! In love with you, in love with you. Hoo, 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 hoo. All right, welcome to the, or for everybody who joined the dancing party. Was all inspired by the amazing salsa, aka bachata dance from yesterday. Maybe next lessons actually, because this is an amazing song to get in state. Last times we also did that people could put their absolute favorite song. So if you have a recommendation, you're like, Laurie, your music style, we love you as a person. And I would have some recommendations as well. Then feel free to put them in the WhatsApp group as well. So maybe next week, I know Ayla Tenvital is yours. She's very passionate about that one. You will see Ayla dancing on the table when you put that one on. So if you have a favorite song that you feel like that the group cannot miss out on, then put it in the WhatsApp group. So maybe next week it will be picked. So make sure you're on time. This is going to be absolutely amazing, because today is the second lesson of week 2, and we are going to integrate everything we learned yesterday. And I see Luke, I see Althea is joining the screen too. Look at all your beautiful faces. Absolutely amazing. And Leslie, Althea, if we can see you, we love it. We love your face. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Big fat smiles over here. We love you. We love all of you. And we love also impact, right? Like who loves impact? Who loves making an impact? And who loves making some money too? And for everybody who's not raising their hand, let's reframe the story about money, because if you don't like money, and this is what I quote from my mentor, Dean Graziosi, you didn't give enough away yet. So we just love to have more resources so we can help more people. So with that said, today we're going into some action, because yesterday we built the foundation of what it is going to be like to really create the transformation, right? For us, in order to give people an emotional journey that facilitates a transformation, that facilitates a breakthrough, we need to be aware of what that could be like, right? We know now what our aim is, or at least we know what kind of wall we're looking for in what kind of house. We're not focused on the little tiny details behind the power station, like if that's going to be square or if there's going to be tape around it. We're not focused on that yet. We're just focusing on the wall. And we found out that for us to create that transformation, we want to know where they are now and what the new breakthrough, the new brighter future will look like. And why, again, let's put it in the chat, why is it important to share where people are now? Either what they want now or what they want to avoid now. The struggles and the obstacles, the pain points and the solutions. Why is it important to share the now? Let's put it in the chat. And Maurizio shared that in his breakthrough video yesterday. And I think Iman, you as well. We need to engage them so they understand them. We need them where they are. Yes. So they can relate with it and identify themselves in the story, to stretch the gap between what they want. We need them to get in the limo. Exactly, exactly. Imagine you have this paradise of this new bright future, this new reality that you discovered because you are on the other side of the transformation, right? Whatever that is for you. For example, and we'll just bring Althea up as an example. Althea helps amazing people to live a financial abundance life while having joy. Like, that's the coolest thing in the world. And in order for Althea to bring people to that new reality, people first need to understand that this is actually a ride that they want to get on. So they want to feel understood first, right? They want to know, okay, this limo, this drive, this journey is actually for me and not for my neighbor. So for us to deliver that transformation, we need to make sure that we meet them where they are now. And we're not per se doing that by reading the now, like you already saw an example of yesterday. We're going to craft it for yourself today. But you're going to explain that in a story, and how you're going to use stories and all this cool stuff, NLP, psychology, brain hacks, we're going to dive into later. Right now, we're just focusing on the transformation itself. So with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into some more examples. So your subconscious is getting ready from yesterday, and now you're getting more examples of what that could be like. So let me share my screen again. And this time we're going to use another example, not the one from myself, but the one from Noelle. Noelle, what does Noelle do? Noelle helps empty nest moms who struggle when their own kids move out of the house and they're kind of like empty in their own nest now. They want to have a vibrant life, full of joy, full of passion, a direction where they want to go on, a new purpose. And she helps them finding that by using art as a skill and building the community for those amazing women to find a new purpose. And it's now because it's their time to be happy now. Like, the kids are moving out, it's their time. Like, they've been preparing for this moment forever. And I paraphrase Noelle in this moment, the women are going to change the world because they have been prepping to care so much, and the world needs a little bit more care now. So why Noelle? Because, I mean, look how vibrant she is with her crazy cool background. And she has the background of being a therapist. So she doesn't only show the results, but she can also show her credibility through her past experience. And why is that so important? And I repeat this over and over again. People buy based on emotion. They buy because they love the state that they're in. Everything that everybody buys is not for the thing, but the feeling it gives. So people buy the feeling, but we have our logical mind that says, does this make sense? Is this going to get me an ROI? Does this fit in the timeline of my logical created lifestyle that I want for myself? People justify logically. So we want to help the people with giving them the emotional experience and back that up with credibility, with logic, with arguments. And some people are more leaning towards the emotional side, and other people need more logic. We talked about that on day one, right? The difference between auditory and visuals and kinesthetics. So Noelle is aiming right. Is it exactly clear what she does? Is she talking about like what colors of the art, or what a vibrant life exactly is? Not in this one. We just know this is the wall that Noelle is aiming, and that's good enough for now. So in order for us to create that whole journey, we want to see, what do they think and do? What do they feel and what do they believe now? So let's look at it. What do these women think and do now? Well, they think that everybody else is more important than themselves. They think everybody else is more important than myself. And my family are the only people who need me. The people in my family are the only people who need me. How do these women feel right now? in their empty nest. They feel useless. They feel a little lost. And how Noelle says it so elegantly, they feel like expired yogurt. They feel like expired yogurt. Okay? So what do they believe? They believe the best time is behind me. The best time is behind me. They believe that it's all going to be downhill from now on. They believe that I need to sacrifice my own dreams to be loved and needed. It might not be something that they literally say, but this is what you know because you are the helper for your audience, right? And what we talked about before, this doesn't need to be perfect. This doesn't need even to be complete. Now there's like 2 or 3 per thing. Maybe you have 1, maybe you have 20, right? This is a work in progress. And every time you talk in front of an audience and you speak with the people afterwards, you will iterate upon that. A lot of people say to me, Lori, I'm not sure if I'm ready to do public speaking because I don't know who my audience exactly is. Like, who in this room identifies with that? It's like, who exactly do I help right now? Perfect. I want to acknowledge you because public speaking is the fastest way to find out. Because you're making a draft, you're creating a transformation based on all the information you know now. Then you start to using all the things that you're going to learn. You're going to craft this whole amazing story. You're going to see yourself on more stages. You start to see more opportunities because you become more aware of where they already are. And you start to test it out. And you will find out if it works or not. If it doesn't, you're going to ask, why not? What is it that you need? What do you believe in? And then you start to create a new transformation framework. Does that make sense? Perfect. And public speaking helps you to test it very fast with a lot of people at the same time. So it's an amazing way to do market research as well. All right, let's go to the new situation of Noelle's empty nest moms. After working with Noelle, they don't think that everybody else is important. No, they think I'm so powerful. Motherhood prepared me for the world and I have so much to give. That's what they think and do now. What they feel is they feel alive. They feel joyful. They feel vibrant. They feel that they matter. And what they believe is this is just the beginning. It's my time to shine and the world needs us now. Again, is this a perfect keynote right now? No, this is the framework. This is the feeling transformation that people will go through. When people go through the emotional journey that Noelle is going to craft, they will feel, see, hear, and know the beginning. And then afterwards, they will get a new experience. And they will experience it through storytelling. Pretty good framework. I'm happy you're so happy with yourself, Noelle. We need to be our own biggest fan. Before I share another example, are there any questions? Is there anything that pops into mind that you feel you want clarity on? Or with a raise of hands, are we ready for a second example? So you can see for another person how this looks like and how this can work for yourself. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Number two. Our very own Ayla Redden. What does Ayla do? Ayla helps moms with teenagers. And these teenagers, they're struggling with them. Because we're completely different, there's misunderstanding, it's really not clear what they want or how they can be supported, but they really want a long, loving relationship with them that doesn't only feels good now, but also is sustainable for the future. And how does Ayla do it? Written in my own words, is by understanding the development of the brain. Like, what are the brain developments of these teenagers? So if moms really understand what's going on, they can help them better. Why now? Because if you build a really good relationship with teenagers, it will sustain. If not, then you might lose the connection. Why Isla? Because she did it herself. She really struggled with one of her boys, and she now has this amazing thriving relationship, and she even went to a concert with them. They invited her to come with her, which is so cool. And Isla, besides that emotional transformation that she went on, she also had the logical credentials because she's working as a coach. She knows brain development. She's an expert in this field. So she's bringing both worlds together, and she's sharing that with the world. So now looking at the transformation, where they are now and where they are going. Where are they now? Right now, they think and do. They don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. They're like, what do I need to do? They are thinking, I am the only one who's dealing with this. I'm the only one who's dealing with this. And they think and do like, why is this happening to me? Come on. What is happening? What they feel is they don't feel good enough. They feel frustrated and they feel alone. Like they're their mom. Shouldn't they be the first person who understands them? Like, why is this not working? They feel so frustrated. And they believe there's something wrong with them. If I'm not able to make this connection with my teenager, then what's wrong with me? Or I'm not a good parent. And this is one that really touched me when I heard it, is I'm afraid that I fucked up my child. Like that's a pretty intense belief that's so deep ingrained that if we can show the parents, like, listen, if this is what you believe in, let's go on this ride together, step into this limo. And the people who really feel this will be so super grateful that there's a limo that has these, that is going on this ride, right? Then the new, what would they think and do after working with Isla? Well, they will understand that when I understand brain development, this behavior is actually logical. There's nothing wrong with me, it's just how the brain works. They know what to do. And they think, this is actually a gift to learn more about myself because someone else is mirroring me right now, and to learn more about my child. They feel in control. They feel that they're growing. They feel grateful for the whole life experience. And what do they believe? They believe that this is a phase. Nothing is forever. They believe that I'm loving my child, and that's the best parent. The best a parent can do. That's why I'm here for. I'm a lighthouse. I shine their light. And the relationship with my child is getting better every single day. Complete transformation. Is it a complete keynote? No. Is it 250,000 beliefs in a row? No. Is it absolutely perfect for now? Yes. Will it change over time when Isla stands more on stages and she will figure out even more what her audience wants? Yes or yes? Yes, exactly. And that is why this framework is so freaking amazing, because this is literally the baseline of every single keynote pitch presentation that you will go on. If you decide this is the aim that I'm going for, and you're answering those 6 questions that we did last week. Who are the people you help? What's their problem? What are you going to help them with? Why now? Why me? If you answer those questions, and that can be in 2 minutes once you start to build the muscle and start to really practice this over and over again. When you know now there's a reality that you want to bring people on from the current situation to the new situation. Why? Because people need to know that this transformation is actually for them. And then we know that there's 3 types of speakers. Informational and educational, motivational and inspiration. I love this, guys. You're doing it out loud. And the last one, which why we're all here, and that is for, oh my God, Peter, it's good that you're on mute, man. My ears would have popped. That is energy. This is great. Transformation. So why this is important to know is that we don't only want to focus on what do people think and do. We don't only want to focus on what do people feel, but we also want to focus on what do people believe. And by you crafting that out loud in this super simple framework with only 6 steps, you will have the baseline that's going to help you to prevent a lot of confusion and a lot of questioning further on the journey. So when people ask me, and I say this again, I said this yesterday, Lori, I'm having 18 minutes to do my TEDx talk. What stories do I use? What should I get? What am I actually teaching? Because I know so many things. I know like 20 things. My step is like 20 steps. Should I include them all? But then I have like 1 minute. I don't even have 1 minute per step, and they're all really, really important, Lori. I don't know what to do. What tell me? Who feels that sometimes? Like you are the expert, right? You have so much to tell. So what I always do, like how high level these people are and how much they know, is what's the aim? What's the framework? Because once we know this, we can look, okay, how is this story going to add value to this transformation? I know you know a lot, and I know you have 20 steps, but does your audience right now for this transformation need all the 20 right now? And that will be a much easier question to answer than, is it going to be this story, or is it going to be 20 steps or 2,500, right? Because then we start to talk in the air all the time. So this is what this is about. So what we are going to do now is we're going to take a little bit of time to craft how this can look like for you. What is the transformation that you are going to provide for your audience? I'm going to put some awesome music. Take some time and download these things out for yourself. And why do we do this now in this momentum is because yesterday we built a foundation. Now you got 2 extra examples. Now it's time to download it. And what we're going to do after is you're going to share it into a breakout room so you have another iteration upon it. So what's the assignment again? You're going to actually do like the bachata that I shared yesterday, Iman. I think you were just like not there. And you're chosen to be the first. I'm joking. So you're going to make the framework for yourself. And I'll put the example from Ayla on the screen, so you have an example to look at while you are doing it. Please copy anything that you can copy from someone else, because why make it hard, right? Why not make it easy? Iman, you have a question?
Yeah, quick one. So one thing I've experienced just working with so many different types of people is like, I always feel like this table keeps growing the different types of people that I meet. And is the point of this exercise say, okay, if I had my dream client, it's actually not that many points.
Yeah. Okay, this is
And
really
just narrow it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really, really good question. And if I put it in overarching words, is okay, I have sub clients. How am I going to make sure that this one transformation fits all of them? And if I do all of them, am I not like missing everyone? Because no one size fits no one, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, right. There's a side of me that when I try to write down what's my client avatar and even through these exercises, I keep getting wider and wider every time I think about a certain client and a certain belief they had. And eventually I feel like it's so large.
Yeah.
And so is the point of this exercise just don't try to get everyone you've worked with into one table? Or are you just trying to find the most often commonalities? The most frequent commonalities between?
Yeah. Short answer, yes. A little longer answer is, think of this, Iman. You help high performance to get shredded, right? In very, very short. So think about high performance. You're standing on stage and you're standing in front of a group of 100 people of high performance. What will be the overarching steps that you will go through, right? The beauty of this, and I'm going to pre-frame this for everybody, that's why I take a little bit of time for this, is the art of stories. You're going to learn that next week. The art of stories is that people have their own freedom of imagination. So what we are doing here right now is we're crafting the transformation. But it doesn't mean that it's only going to share this with you. Yesterday, I shared the dancing video with all of you, right? And when we put stuff in the chat, everybody had a different angle, different learnings from it, which is so cool. Because in my mind, I wanted to go to one specific outcome. But that outcome got achieved, but it got broadened. There were so many different learnings that other people got from it that I didn't even think about when I shared it, right? And that's the beauty. So when you start to design it very carefully about like, what is it that I, like, no matter what, will achieve? What are the beliefs that I'm absolutely going to tip upon consciously? Then you're going to craft stories, and people have their own freedom of imaginations to feel where they are at through your stories. So that's why this doesn't need to be perfect, because it won't be, because people need their own freedom of imagination. You're not the one telling you this, this, and this, and this. No, because you don't know exactly what's going on in their mind. But by crafting it logically, consciously upfront, what's the baseline? What's that one wall? You know, what's not that tiny little aspect? What's the big wall? So we don't overperfect it, but when you stand on stage, you know this is the through line. That's what we want.
Awesome. Thank you. That was very helpful.
Super.
Yeah.
Welcome to Meditation Mountain.
Oh, no meditation.
Well done.
Sorry. So what does the transformation look like for you? What's the now? And what's the new? If you have an idea, please put it in the chat. Because just like with speaking up, you will see that you will inspire others with your ideas. Take 5 more minutes to draft what you have now. If you have something that you can share with the group, please put it in the WhatsApp or in the chat so everybody can see it and see you as an inspiration. Yes, look. Beautiful, Mauricio. We're putting them in the chat, Leslie, right where you're typing right now. Take a couple more minutes and then we go into breakout rooms. You're going to share it with one of your peers. Beautiful book. Amazing. Take 1 more minute. If you're not completely finished, that's totally cool. All right. Who got some more clarity by writing it down for yourself with a raise of hands? Sometimes it's just the time to take to think and to think together in the same with the same exercise. So what we're going to do now, we're going into breakout rooms and you're going to meet either 1 or 2 of your amazing family members here and you're going to present this exact framework to them. What the other person is going to do is they're going to listen with full presence. They're going to listen with full presence. And then they're going to share what they love about this and how maybe we can find a way to find a deeper knowing, especially in the belief. What do they really believe, right? What's under that? So you're going to get into a breakout room, see 1 or 2 of your peers, and you get 5 minutes each right? So make sure you present your whole thing. And then, for example, for 2 minutes, and then take 3 minutes to go back and forth with feedback. Does that make sense? Any questions? No. Then I'm gonna put you into breakout rooms right now. And if there still is a question, then please unmute yourself.
Yeah, Laurie, what's the total break time then? So we get 5 minutes each and then some discussion time?
Yeah, so 10 minutes in total for the total breakout room. So you present it and you give feedback. All right. This gives you extra time to think, right? Making sure that there's good layout in the groups. Perfect. All right. You're going in 3, in 2, in 3, 2, 1.
Did you want me in a breakout room or to stay with you?
You can stay here.
Okay. Epic class, my friend.
Hello, hello, hello. Everybody is slowly coming back. They have 15 more
Hello.
seconds. You're such a powerhouse, Joy, in the middle of the night. It's like, what now? 3, almost 4 a.m., no?
10 to 4 in the morning.
Wow.
I've had about
She's
an hour and a half
unreal.
sleep.
Wait to hear her framework.
I
It's
cannot
really
wait.
good.
Woohoo! Woo! Who had the best breakout room with a raise of hands? Oh, wow. There's some good competition out here. There's some good competition out here. Okay, let's do some shares. Like, who would love to share the amazing framework that you just heard? And I saw, Luke, your hand was going first. Look. And you can raise your hand in the like make you feel seen, or you can raise your virtual hand, okay?
So I had the honor and privilege of working with the amazing Damileri. Let's hear it for Damileri. He's amazing. So what an honor that was. And Damileri shared with me, and he said, I'm not feeling so well today, but his energy, even when he's not feeling well, is so cranked. It's such a pleasure. And so what Damileri shared was that he's helping business owners to feel in control and vital in their life. And so he didn't tell me who his client was, and he didn't tell me what his product was. He just told me the now, and then he told me the new. And so it was a great little guessing game to say, well, my hallucination is that your customer is a stressed business owner who feels overwhelmed, who doesn't know what they're doing, and they really need some help, and they feel the pressure, very similar to my avatar. So there was a really great fit. So good choice of pairing us up there. And then he's feeling like he can't do enough, and he's feeling like everything's not working, and he can't do it all, and just distressing. I could feel, maybe this kind of client is feeling depressed, they're feeling frustrated. So I really felt a connection to the client that Damileri was looking for. And then when he told me about how they're going to feel after they work with him, well, they had incredible energy. They were focused on the most important things. They were connected to their vision. They were connected to their purpose. They were sharing with their employees. They were being pulled towards the future because they were so excited about it, because they had this level of vitality and energy. And then they had total clarity, and they were living their values and living their purpose. So what I made up about the product and service was, and I know Damileri is a coach. I know he's an incredible physical motivator. So my assumption was that he was giving some combination of coaching and physical strength training. And that's what he was at. And we just had a quick conversation about, he's just looking to how he frames that up, that balance between physical energy and PT training and coaching and business mastery. And so we had a beautiful conversation, and I really felt his heart and his passion for it. And then, yeah, so it was amazing. So let's hear it for Damileri.
So much passion. This is beautiful. And what I would love to pull out of what you just shared with us, Luke? First of all, super freaking amazing. It sounds like the next share is going to ramp up, because if everybody had the best breakout room, I love to hear what others had to share. But what I'm pulling out from it as well, on a higher level for everybody to understand, is if you share the transformation, sometimes we don't need to know it all so perfectly, because Luke completely had his own imagination going up when he heard the transformation. Now, just imagine if you start to share some stories, either from clients of yourself, to enhance the level of imagination, but also to add other leverage points, such as client testimonials. So imagine if Damileri will share a story about like how someone else got through the breakthrough, so someone else can identify them with that specific person, or with a story about yourself. Yesterday, I used, thank you, Mauricio, bachata dancing as an example. So I showed something about my personality. I shared some aspect of myself about digital nomad dancing. I shared something that was vulnerable because I wasn't perfect, right? So you're adding so many more arguments or leverage points to that one specific thing, even though just by telling this transformation, you already got so much out of this. This is the power of this tool. I really don't want you to undervalue it because of its simplicity. It's so simple, and it works so freaking effective if we give it the credit that it deserves. So beautiful share. Monica, you want to share something?
Yes, I had Peter in my room, And I was so excited to get to work with you, Peter. I'm just going to briefly say that he wanted to help people. I'm just going to businessmen and women realize in terms of work-life integration, but one of his primary things is that change is possible. And so we were talking about that. And then also when people change, they'll say, that's not me. And so I decided I'm going to use this moment to do a plug, which is that March 1st, we have the class and I'm going to be teaching my content. And a lot of my work is about how do you change how you change. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be teaching you not only how to help yourself as you're changing being a public speaker, but the tools that you're going to be learning you can use with your clients. In fact, Peter said he was already tapping with one of his clients. So come March 1st, because change is possible. And even if it is not you or your client's change is not them, we're going to give you the tools to do that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful and beautiful, Peter.
Yeah, good job.
That's so
Peter.
cool. It's so cool because last week you shared, I want to make it more sharper, right? And now you're sharing your transformation with someone who doesn't know you, and she's a complete fan of you, what you're doing, and she understands what you're talking about. So this level of clarity is going to compound as well the more and more we do this, and that's why we listen to an example, we embrace it, we listen to it again, you speak it out loud, you share it in the group, and we keep iterating. Iman.
Yeah, I want to just acknowledge Leslie for her share. Leslie was sharing with me who she helps, and I actually had no idea. I've only had a little bit of a relationship with you when Lori hosted her webinar in the after room, the special Q&A. So Leslie helps people women that have experienced a profound sense of loss in life to some degree, and really see that the rest of your life can be just as exciting, if not more. And the rest of your life starts now. And how she does it is through personal spiritual practices that give you access to that power immediately without getting the pieces of your life together in such a way, just like right at the source. And what really opened up when I heard Leslie share, and I'll share, what they think and feel, is like, Leslie, you had shared in the breakout, when she was sharing, she said, and I've done it myself. And I said, well, what does that mean? And then Leslie got into sharing like exactly what she's lost in her life. Family members. She was a top athlete that got injured to a degree where you actually couldn't perform at the level you wanted. You lost your job, and you just went down and down the list. And I saw it take over you. And I remember that when you were with Lori in the Q&A before we signed up in Impact, you had shared, hey, sometimes when I share these things, it actually like takes over me. And I wonder how I can be a little more drilled in. And my experience when I heard that was like, you get me. And I haven't even lost a degree, but I felt like I did. And I was left with, wow, like if this is my coach, they're right there with me. And I think I was left with this experience, and I've experienced this sometimes in my own business, where I get so in the transformed world on the other side, I actually forget where people start. And so I just wanted to acknowledge you for like honoring that part of yourself. And that's actually, I hear that that's what Lori's talking about, like really being there now with them. So that's a superpower. Very cool.
That was a beautiful last share, Iman. And there's some golden nuggets that I want to get out. Is that okay before we go to the exercise with Monica? Because this was a beautiful share. First of all, who felt the authenticity and the congruency in the presence of Iman? Who felt it in their body? Like I got chills all over, goosebumps. He was real. There was no ego in this share. It was true. It was empathetic. It's exactly what your goal is, Iman. You're doing it. You are sharing a story right now in front of a group, being nothing more than just you, coming from the heart. Look at all these men sharing this love with you now. Take it in. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at Leslie.
Wow.
This is the power of one share.
And that's so funny because I literally was like, oh shoot, I'm stepping over the exercise that you guys said about the now and the new. And I was like, yeah, but I have to share this thing. Like,
Yes.
oh,
And-
what a relief.
Yes. What does it feel? What does it mean to you, Iman? Because I
Well,
know
it's
what
just
your,
like
your goals. Yeah.
it's just like putting yourself a little bit out there, willing to take a risk. I think that was the experience I just had. I was like, I feel like I have to say this thing, but I'm left with this thing, and I want to share that with you, Leslie. And yeah, it's thank you all for letting me share that.
And what does that mean to you?
Oh, just like it's the beauty of love. It's the beauty of yeah, wow. This could be so much easier than I thought. So much more fulfilling.
Wow. What if you are the asset? What if you are the story? What if this Iman, this is what it's all about? What if it's the power of a story? Leslie is so brave to show her vulnerability. She's owning her stuff. She's stepping up for who she is. Leslie, do you see what impact you just made to this whole group by doing this? By just being you?
Yeah, thank you. Iman, that was precious. That was such a gift. Thank you so much.
You got it. It's so cool how it all comes around because it really did start with Leslie sharing.
This is the ripple effect. This is the ripple effect of what I call authentic joy. If you're a real, raw version of you in the moment, it radiates a frequency that's beyond something else. It's beyond strategic. It's beyond anything. Leslie just shared her heart in a clear way, in a way where she feels supported and safe. And it hits a guy in the heart to such an extent that he can open his heart. What, Leslie, if you were the catalyst? What if you, because you were owning yourself and feeling safe to really be that version, you helped Iman do the same? And what if right now, by Iman's share, he's doing the same for all of us right now, including myself? To just feel good as you are. And the beauty of this, and I want to also connect it to more impact and more income, because it's the triangle that all works together. Is the personal development, the leaning into who you are, diving into more of you as a potential, having more impact, but also having more income, because all of this is correlated. What Iman, what I just heard you say is, Leslie, I didn't go through the stuff that you went through, but I found a connection within myself. This is the imagination part that I was talking about. This is why storytelling is so super powerful. You don't need to have the perfect stories. You're sharing an emotional experience and other people can relate to that for themselves. You don't need to tell them what to feel. They will feel that for themselves. You facilitate the emotional journey. Other people will have their own breakthroughs in their own timeline, in their own lives, with their own beliefs, with their own stuff. And the beauty of it, this is Iman. Do you feel like very, very connected to Leslie right now? Like if Leslie is not going to be in the next call, are you gonna like WhatsApp her privately? It's like, hey, Leslie, where were you, girl?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So just in a quick share in front of a room, sharing emotions, you feel an emotional connection. And he said, I now start to know what Leslie does. Will it be more likely, Iman, that even if you may not need Leslie as a coach, you want other people in your network to work with Leslie because you just love this woman?
Definitely. Definitely.
Oh my God. So what if Leslie doesn't only share this, but she also shares, you know what? I actually have a coaching program because Lori kind of forced me to pick one. It was uncomfortable because I have 25,000. But in this course, I'm focusing on just one because I know if I focus on one and I focus on this thing, I will get the results. What if she would have just shared, this is actually my coaching program, Iman. I really feel connected with you right now. And if there's any people in your network that you feel that I could help out, like what 3 people come to mind right now? Would you be able to come up with 3 people, Iman?
Sure. Yeah.
would you want to help Leslie? How would you feel if you actually can give her 3 potential customers? How would you feel, Iman?
I would feel relieved
Why?
because I feel like I could give someone access to connecting with themselves.
So what did this do to you? What do you feel about yourself when you did that for Leslie?
How do I feel?
Yeah.
I actually feel like very relieved.
Mm,
Like wow, that's what she does. That's who she helps. Like, wow,
yeah.
I don't necessarily need to do all these things on my own.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the one that solves every problem and takes care of everything. It's just about the people I know. And the more I get to meet all you incredible people and the gifts you guys give, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the access.
Beautiful. What if this could be a business model? What if
That'd be
what if you can just share what's on your heart? Share it in the way that's authentically you. Find the stages, find the opportunities where people actually want to listen because they want to be helped. What if every opportunity you see is an opportunity to share your message from a place of helping, not from a place of ego wants to talk? Let me please share again. And I would love to invite other people next time to also raise your hand. We want to know all of you. We want to hear all of you. This is one big group. Everybody has a voice, right? And what if it's actually really, really satisfying to ask for help because you're doing other people a service because they want to help you, you know? Do you see, Leslie, how amazing Iman feels because he can just brag about you?
It's amazing. I'm like, oh, I thought there was something to this. Now I'm like, okay, even he's working in this completely different area, which is wonderful. I just didn't think anyone would relate.
Yeah,
So, wow, thank you.
yeah, that's beautiful. So who's up for sharing more of like what's on your heart in the most authentic way possible? Dance with this framework, like really dance with it clumsily. Don't need to do it perfectly, but dance with the framework. And then next week, this is just week 2, my friends. Like this is gonna be, this is a ride. This is a journey. And you're gonna learn about how you can use storytelling. Like now you're doing it off the cuff. You're gonna learn exactly how to do it and how to optimize the retention through brain psychology and all this cool stuff. With the end result, and that is what this is all about, is that you can lean into who you already are, become more of that, because you all, Sue, Althea, Monica, Leslie, Patricia, Peter, Ayla, Damilara, Luke, Mauricio, Iman, Noel, Joy, you're all absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And you're diving into more of that perfection. You're designed like this. There's a reason why you are you. Be more of you. The whole journey about this is becoming more of you, sharing that in the most authentic and vulnerable way possible, so other people can see that's possible too, so they can be more of them. And they start to connect that feeling that you create in someone else to you as a coach, because this is how the brain works. We connect that emotion with the transformation, so they want to work with you more on. And we know that when people pay, they pay attention. So this is the way to get more impact, more money from an authentic, real place. And that's why I love all of you so much, because you are these heart-centered people and we are changing the world together, one step at a time. So with that, like, Iman, man, this is your class, man. Watch the recording every time you feel uncomfortable.
I was literally just thinking, is this recorded? Wow.
It is. This is.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. And you
Wow.
all have access to it. You're amazing. Monica, let's step this in quickly so we have the feeling
We'll
of
do it. Let's do this. I'm going to do this a little bit different. This is going to be a preview of some of the March 1st class, but I'm going to just language something. We're just tap on the side of the hand. I'm just going to language it out. And I'm going to be teaching what I call the Spotlight Boss, because that's what I saw today. So I'm just going to do a quick tap out for Spotlight Boss, because each of you as a speaker as a wannabe speaker, as someone who was afraid to have yourself in front of other people, what if it's possible that you are here to be a spotlight boss? So even though there's been some concerns or fears, what if I share my story? What if I'm too authentic? What if I'm too real? Being a spotlight boss, what if it's possible? Tapping on the collarbones. And this is the first B of boss. I am here to be big. And when I look at the audience that I'm here to talk to, whether I'm sharing in a small group, I see them big too. I don't need to see anybody like, oh my God, make the audience look naked so that I feel better about myself because now they're vulnerable. No, you're here to be big, and you're here to see your audience big, your partners in this class big, the big soul that each of you came here to work with. And then the O of the spotlight boss is that I am here to be open-hearted. What you just saw was an example of the power of being open-hearted. This is one of the hardest things to do, but when you open your heart to your audience, and this is some languaging we'll do in March 1st, if you know like you know like you know, you can handle a broken heart, you are free. And if you have an open heart, it can't be broken. So we're going to play with that, because as you sharing yourself, we're bringing tears and chills and awe in the experience. And what if it's possible as Spotlight Boss, you actually learn how to have an open heart and it's safe to. And then tapping on the heart, and then tapping on the crown. The S of the Spotlight Boss is that you are going to be what I call spotlight out. That's what Lori had you do with the class. With the breakout group. Listen, be fully present, see the other people, stop thinking about yourself, stop wondering how you look or how you sound, or if you sound smart or dumb or look hot, whatever. It's like if your spotlight, as you see people, is not on you, but is on them, now your hearts are touched. Now you see the big soul. And then the last S, the Spotlight Boss, is that you stay yourself. As Lori said, be you. And if you are a spotlight boss, you are big, you see others as big, you have an open heart, your focus is on your audience and your partners and your breakout sessions, and you have the power to stay yourself because of the safety of this class and the safety that Lori creates and the space we are all holding for each other, is you get to stay yourself and then see how you touch and impact other people with your path and your purpose and your message. Woo! And then I'll just fold it up with a thank you, and back to you, Lori.
Who feels so much better than when you first started here? Like literally like 60 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Isn't it like the coolest thing ever? Just a bunch of people together want to grow, become more of themselves. Like I have tears in my eyes. I feel so touched by all of you. This is what it is about, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is I promised you this is going to be a transformational journey. And in order to become a transformational speaker, we're going to go on a transformation ourselves. And that is what this is all about. You give what you have. You're all spotlight bosses. We're going to finish the Zoom right now. And what I would love to invite you all is to immediately record a video of your breakthrough today. And to post it in the WhatsApp group. Who is, by the way, just with the raise hand, so I don't need to ask it every single week, willing to use your videos to inspire others so I can share it on social media? If not, it's totally cool. But I just want to make sure that if I get your video in the WhatsApp, I can actually use it. Perfect. I saw the hands. And then we will create a cool after movie as well. So you're all going to reflect on this amazing experience. And to put your now and new framework in the WhatsApp group. So put it in so other people can see it as well. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't. Please just put it in. Don't overthink it. And every single week it's going to compound. The clarity is going to come. You just want to do the action. Who's willing to put it in the WhatsApp group even though you feel it's not perfect? Perfectionist, I see you. I'm one of them myself. Just put it in. Okay? Just put it in. And we're going to love on you. That's what this is all about. All right. With that said, I'm going to give you a big fat hug. And I'm going to close the Zoom room. You're all outstanding. See you next week. Same time on a Wednesday. Same link. Ciao, ciao.